Hey, mixing friends, Graham here from therecordingrevolution.com. Hope you're having a wonderful day. If you caught last week's video, we looked at how 80% of your mix's sound comes from just two moves, your EQ and compression decisions. And we did that across individual tracks. Very powerful stuff if you want to hear that transformation. But today, I want to take that concept a step further and encourage you to use an EQ and a compressor on your mix bus, on your master fader. And the only reason why I would do this is because I've seen it help me tremendously with my mixes. It's being used by top engineers around the world. I continue to see many of my favorite engineers do this, and I just want to continue to share it with you today. By using a simple EQ and a simple compressor on your master fader, just literally two plugins just inserted, boom, boom, one after the other, you can get a better mix faster. It's fun to do, and it gives you a boost of confidence that is invaluable because psychologically confidence helps you mix better anyway. So you immediately hear your mix come together and you get excited about the rest of the mix. So let me make the case for this. Today I'm going to be using the Focusrite Red 2 EQ up here and the Red 3 compressor. I literally have never used these before, but I got them with one of my audio interfaces years back. And so I just thought it'd be fun to pull them up. So here we are on a mix with nothing on it. And I'm going to play it to you real quick, just raw. There's no plugins, and I've got the EQ and compressor bypassed on my mix bus. And it's just balanced at this point. Volume faders are kind of set nicely, and pan is set nicely. So let's start with the EQ. The concept here is take an EQ and treat this mix like you're mastering it. You know, just what does it need to make it sound better? And I love this because it simplifies the mix. You only can adjust 3, 4, 5 bands or whatever you have. And so you do only what you can. It kind of ties your hands a little bit, but there's something magical about that where you can only do broad strokes. And so let's see what I've done here. I've done a little bit of a high pass filter on the entire mix here. It's not on the off setting, and it's just before 36 hertz, so I'm guessing this is 20, 25 hertz rolled off because there's no need to hear that on any system. Then over here in the low mids, I've scooped out about, I'm guessing that's a dB of 450, 475-ish, I'm guessing. Again, I don't know exactly, just this EQ doesn't show you. So I scooped out a little bit of low mid, which was kind of building up and kind of woofy. And then I've done a little bit of a peak boost at around 6.5K, maybe 7K, at about 1 dB as well. That was sort of the presence of the lead vocal. I like that. And then I've got a slight shelf boost, maybe 1.5 dB at around 10K to just open up things. And I think I gained this down a smidge, maybe not. But I try to level match it here. So here's what happens with the EQ when I turn it on. Noticeable improvement. Let's go to chorus where the vocals are in. Off.
Gotta believe you satisfy your children. My hands are open. Gotta believe you promise a full provision. My hands.
To me, it's subtle but it's beautiful. I hear the vocal coming out more clearly up front. The guitars seem to actually get a little bit wider, which is really weird. Nothing's getting any wider, but the guitars seem more apparent on the edges, so they get a little wider. I feel like the cymbals obviously open up. The drums seem a little more forward. The energy lifts. Just seems a little bit more exciting without it being any louder, and that's just a wonderful thing. So what you want to do is simply find the frequencies that are not nice in your mix, that just are clouding up the best parts of your mix, and you notch them out a little bit. In my case, I just rolled off stuff that didn't need to be there, low stuff with a high pass. And then that low mid range, that could be anywhere between, it could be really anywhere between 200 and 500 hertz. To me, it sounded like 450, 500 was kind of nasty and kind of boxy, and on the vocal and the guitars. So by notching out a dB of that, it really opened up the guitars. And then a couple of strategic boosts here that I think open up some of the upper mids and the highs. They give you that clarity, and then you just sort of dial back the output if it's getting too loud. That way you have the same level going in and out of the plugin, and that way you're not making it louder and fooling yourself. You're just enhancing the mix. And then I just followed that with a compressor, and this is what I want you to think about with mix bus compression is you're not actually trying to do much. You're trying to have a very nice low ratio. I like to start with 2-to-1. If it's a really heavy aggressive song, you can go up to 4-to-1, but you want to be careful. Slow attack is the key here. Because if you have a fast attack, you're going to destroy your mix. And that's why people say, oh, I hate compression, or you should never put compression on your mix bus. It's because they have too fast of an attack, and they're just swallowing up all their transients, which means they're destroying their mix. You don't want to do that. You want a slow attack. So you're really not catching many of the transients, just maybe the loudest ones, which can be kick and snare. And then a really fast release. The moment it compresses, you want it to let go as quick as possible to let the next transient come through. So think slow attack, fast release when you're doing mix bus compression. And on this case, I just really wanted to see over here in the gain reduction meter like 1 dB of gain reduction. And so that's what I'm doing here.
God, I believe you satisfy your children. My hands are open. And God, I believe you promise a full provision. My hands are open.
This one's harder to hear, but every time I do mix bus compression like this, I hear the kick and the snare pushing a little more forward, a little more energy, and it just sort of, people use the word glue. I don't know what to think about that word. I've used it before, but it seems to really gel everything together, glue everything together, just present it to you a little bit more compact without destroying the dynamics. So these are two subtle moves, right? But if we just press play and then take them away, you hear how far the mix has come with them on and how far it falls with them off.
God, I believe you satisfy your children. My hands are open. And God, I believe you promise a full provision. My hands are open.
Beautiful. It is subtly taking a raw mix and just saying, man, this is a little more radio ready, a little more open, a little more hyped in a good way, a little more rockin', a little more energy, but it's super subtle stuff, and you can do this in just a couple of minutes with just an EQ and a compressor. And again, the reason you want to do this is it means you need to do less work on the individual tracks. It means you can quickly get your mix sounding better, which is so good psychologically for you because your confidence increases. And when you're mixing confident, you mix better. Trust me on this. So try an EQ and a compressor on your next mix. Start there. I'm making the case for EQ and compression on your mix bus because it will help you, and it's a great way to work. Leave me a comment below the video. Let me know, do you already do this? Do you use EQ? Do you use compression? And also let me know if you've never done this before and if you have had a bad experience with it. Trust me, I used to ruin mixes with compression on the mix bus. I want to hear either way what your experience has been with EQ and compression on the mix bus. If you like the video, subscribe. I appreciate it. Thanks for being a part of what we're doing here at the Recording Revolution. Can't wait to see you on another video real soon.